Visa sits at the center of more than half of the world's credit card transactions, connecting cardholders and their banks on one side and merchants with their banks on the other. Yet, people still do not understand how the company makes their money. In this video, we are going to look at the story of the company, their sources of revenue, and what the future holds for the company. So, let's get to it. Visa started as Bank AmeriCard in September 1958. It was the brainchild of the Bank of America. They created the card because the other companies in the credit card industry were really inconvenient. Firstly, you could not pay all your bills on one card. Every business had its own card, and you had to pay using their cards when you made a purchase from them. Also, the amount of cards one had to carry daily was highly inconvenient. There was a need for a service that people could use to pay all their bills at the same time, and the reduced hustle of having too many cards. The company studied why the existing credit cards were failing at this time, and how they could learn from the failures to make sure Bank AmeriCard would be more successful. After a year of planning, they decided to roll out Bank AmeriCard only in Fresno. They chose Fresno because it had a big enough population for a test run, and also they wouldn't really have to invest too much startup cost in the region. The test in Fresno went on really well, and by March of 1959, they were rolling out cards to San Francisco and Los Angeles. By the end of the year, the Bank AmeriCard had 2 million users, and their cards were being accepted by over 20,000 merchants. After having success in the first year, the company was riddled with problems. A lot of the customers' accounts were delinquent, and also the rise of credit card fraud at that time was a big issue for them. These obstacles led to the Bank of America losing $20 million in just the second year of running the card business. After coming under heavy fire from the media, Bank of America started a massive cleanup for the brand image of the company. They famously sent an open letter to 3 million households apologizing for the issues that the cards had raised. Over the following 11 years, the company was growing other banks and started licensing the card system from Bank of America. This led to the bank having a network of banks that were all using the Bank AmeriCard system around the globe. In 1968, the Bank of America brought in Dee Hock to be in charge of the bank's new launch in North America. Dee Hock analyzed the problems that the company was facing at the time and suggested they form a committee to analyze issues and work on ways to find a solution. Hock in the same year persuaded Bank of America that there was a bright future for Bank AmeriCard as a company of its own, separate from Bank of America. After a couple of meetings with the company's shareholders, the Bank of America gave up control of the program and National Bank Card Company was formed. Dee Hock was chosen as the first president and CEO of the company. A year after, the directors of the company came together and decided to bring all the various international networks together into a single network under the name of Visa. How Visa makes money. The beauty of Visa's business model is that they get paid every time one of their cards is used, a flat fee of 7 cents, plus 0.11% of the transaction amount, and more for international transactions. So, the more the money that flows through Visa's network, and the more transactions that they process, the more money that they make. Visa makes money 3 ways, namely service fees, data processing fees, and cross-border fees. Service fees is how much a bank pays Visa for every transaction. So the more a product costs, the more Visa makes. This is a great source of revenue for the company. Think about it during inflation. The prices of products increase, while companies like Walmart will lose profits because people will opt to save their money rather than spend it. Visa makes more money during inflation because if the prices of the goods increase, the revenue of Visa automatically rises with it. Because the more the price of the product, the more percentage of transaction they get. In 2018, the payment volume that was processed by Visa was $8.1 trillion. They made $8.9 billion in revenue out of that $8.1 trillion, which means that they were making an average of 0.11% on every transaction that carried out. The second way that they make money is data processing fees. This is when Visa earns a fixed or flat fee per transaction for setting transactions and transferring funds between banks. Their transaction volume was $124 billion in 2018. They made $9 billion in revenue from it. meaning that they were making around 7 cents per service transaction. The third way they make money is cross-border fees. This is when the merchant's bank and the cardholder's bank are in different countries. It is the lowest source for income of the company. Their revenue in 2018 was $7.2 billion. The future of the company. Visa as a company is headed in the right way as they employ 19,500 employees in 130 offices around the world. Since 2017, the company has seen an increase in their net income from $6 billion in 2017 to a net income of $12 billion this year. Their total payment volume is also increasing, thus leading them to making more money. Secondly, the future of the company is bright, considering that the Visa stock has outperformed the S&P 500 since 2014. The company is still gaining clients at a rate of 8 million clients a month for the past 3 years. We can see from these stats that the company is heading into more profitability in the coming years. Visa is also venturing into new markets with the deal that they signed with the fintech company Revolut, which offers stock market brokerage as well as peer-to-peer payment services, with Visa CEO Kelly stating that over the last 5 quarters or so, we've been very focused on fintechs and making sure that we are easy to do business with, easy to integrate with, and easy to get onboarded. The financial payment industry is a really competitive market. Visa faces competition from MasterCard, which owns the majority of the market share in the industry, and also new competitors like Apple coming into the industry with the Apple Card. Like in any market, competition is healthy both for the consumer and the companies, and with everything becoming more digitized, I do think that the market will keep growing, leading to Visa getting more clients and thus more profit. So, what do you think about Visa? Do you think they will keep growing? And why? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.